Welcome everyone to the V8 Supercar official online series presented by V8's Online Superstore. I'm doing well tonight already, it's a good start. It's Online Superstore, Direct Clutch Services and V8 Supercar Fan Group. Jay Kennedy, Stephen Sandman Clark bringing you all the action from round 3 of the iRacing official V8 Supercar series from Phillip Island. G'day Sandman, save me.
G'day Jay, how you going? And hello to everyone who's tuning in tonight. Really excited about this round. Obviously, it always adds a bit of spice when we've got our own racetracks from our backyard in the series. And this, along with Oran Park and the soon-to-be released Bathurst, it's a nice flavour to our racing.
Yeah, it's a great track. I know we both love it. We all love it here in the box. I know some of our colleagues don't, but we love it. And a man who does love the place as well, Madison Down, joins us for our hot lap tonight. G'day, Matt.
G'day guys, yeah, great track. Had a lot of good races here in the past, and it's a really fast and flowing circuit. It takes a lot of commitment to get it right, so yeah, it should be a good race tonight.
How's your week been, mate? Obviously, devastating round last week, and we'll quickly put that behind you, but you'd be pretty keen to get on with this week and pull out a decent result.
Yeah, I really haven't done too many laps this week to prepare. I pretty much just jumped on tonight, and Muggo, my teammate, handed me a pretty decent setup and managed to put it P3 so far on the grid, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's about what we did here last season, and we need to try and bounce back after a shocking round last week. You know, obviously ending up in the fence, so but yeah, Justin looks hard to beat tonight. He's got really good pace up there in pole position.
Yeah, we saw you last week have a bit of a drive around in the McLaren in the Grand Am series. Did you enjoy that, mate?
Yeah, it was good. Dylan Sharman kind of talked me into that one, and he provided me with a setup, and then I went and beat him on his own setup, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I figured I might have a crack at the Grand Am after commentating it a few rounds here and there, and it was a blast. So much different to the V8, a lot of aero, and much quicker in the mid-corner. Awesome car.
Yeah, awesome car, of course, this V8 Supercar. You're struggling a bit with setup, or you might have found something at the end of this warm-up, I guess?
Yeah, it's not too bad to drive. It's just not quite perfect, unfortunately, so we'll see how we go. We'll push on. Alright, so on this last corner, you want to try and take a wide entry coming into your hot lap. Pick the throttle up nice and early, straighten the exit out, use all the road. Keep plucking the gears away. You're already doing 250 kilometers an hour here. The road drops away into turn 1. About 280 k's into turn 1. Brake as deep as you dare, down to 5th. Roll to the apex, pick the throttle up gently and smoothly. Drive it in nice and shallow into turn 2. Just try and make the apex. Get it back for the second phase of it. Pick the throttle up nice and early. Use all the road. Flat through turn 3 here. Very committed corner. You got to straighten that up for the braking zone. Probably one of the toughest corners on the circuit. Turn 4. Bit of throttle braking to stop the rears locking. Go up to second. Try and feed the power in smoothly. There's just no grip on exit there. Into Siberia. It's pretty easy to lose the rear on turn in there. Go up to third for the exit. Use all the road. Again, there's no grip there. Hay shed. The question everyone always asks is can you do it flat? At the moment I can't. The setup's not quite there. Down to third gear, just missed the apex slightly. You want to try and get a little bit closer to the apex there. Brake just before the crest of the hill. Down to first gear, then up to second again. Get the drive off the exit. A lot of these slow corners just have absolutely no grip, so you need to be in second. Feed the power on. Last corner, it's easy to bugger up. You do not drive it in too deep. Make the apex, bring the throttle in early. Use all the track on the exit and then straighten the run out to the line to finish a hot lap at Phillip Island.
Nice clean lap, mate. Good job. Can't see the time on my screen.
It was a 31.384, that one. So that one was that one was on a qualifying setup. Normally I jump in and do a race setup in these hot laps, so nice to know I can punch one out under pressure.
What's the biggest hurdle, mate? You mentioned a couple of times just tyre grip. Is that struggling a little bit with setup wise, or is that the nature of Phillip Island?
Kind of the nature of the track. In the high speed corners, you've generally got understeer. You saw in the hot lap there, turn 2, I slightly missed the apex, then missed it again at Wilkie Heights just slightly, and you just got to wait for the front of the car to respond, and it doesn't always want to do it. And unfortunately, in our setup this week, haven't quite nailed that. And then corner exit, our car's not too bad, but in second gear with 650 odd horsepower, the car just lights up the rear tyres at the hit of the throttle. So got to be so careful at turn 4 and the bottom of Wilkie Heights, for example, where you saw I had a little bit of wheel spin there. So yeah, definitely a really tough track. It's got a mix of both fast and slow corners, which yeah, makes it great, really.
Well, good luck for tonight, mate. We'll no doubt talk to you after the race. Hopefully it's a bit better mood in the box after the race tonight from last week.
Yeah, hopefully we're not flying through the air after hitting a concrete barrier. So yeah, anyway, I'll chat to you guys later after the race. Hopefully we can put it on the podium at least.
Good luck, mate. Have fun.
All the best, mate.
Speaking of last week, definitely a changer for the championship. I never thought I'd ever say this again, but after last week, Mitchell McLeod actually found himself leading the championship for the first time in almost 2 years. That was amazing. I'm just trying to find my graphic now. Sorry.
I had a bit of a giggle with your post on Facebook. I think you were saying that there must have been something
was
wrong
broken,
with the
yes.
iRacing.
Yeah, I asked if iRacing was broken because he was actually leading the championship. I did take my head at that. I was quite shocked.
It is amazing, though, how close the racing is. It's early on in the season. It's only round 3 of the championship, but a big incident like that we saw last week with Ruggier and Down, that really changes the face of the points. And by all means, they're not out of it. It's very early, but and of course they did benefit from doing some of the earlier races as well. Although I'm not sure. Maybe Madison said he didn't quite do the earlier races last week. I'm not sure.
Justin did do an early race and did pick up a win, but I know Madison did. But yeah, Mitchell McLeod, after last week, led championship by 6 points over Justin Ruggier on 478 points. Justin, as I said, second. Richard Hampstead only 6 points behind as well. Josh Muggleton in 4th. John Emerson 5th. Lee Ellis in 6th. Matthew Hill 7th. Adrian Stratford, Lee Day, Mullen McMullen. But notice there's 2 names missing from that list that we'd expect to see in the top 20 drivers. Madison down in 21st and Brad Ryan, I think, was 27th.
Yeah, scary stuff, isn't it? But yeah, like we said, still plenty of rounds. It's early in the championship, and Madison, although he's sitting in P3 currently at the moment for qualifying, he's only just over a 10th off pole. So, who knows? There's still a lot to play out, but he seems to think that Ruggie is the man to beat tonight. But you wouldn't count out Sean Kelly because it's incredibly close between Ruggie and Kelly for pole position.
Yeah, I haven't seen it be this close. We were talking before we went live at the closeness of this top 10 for this week in qualifying. I don't think we've seen it this close ever. Over 2.5 tenths of a second separating the top 10 drivers, or 3 tenths of a second separating the top 10. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's really brilliant, and I think it's got a lot to do with, obviously it's a favourite by a lot of people. Some people like it, some don't. But because it's a home track, and I say home track that it's on Australian soil, so the likes of Phillip Island and Oran Park, you're going to see those times because people get, they really enjoy doing laps around our local tracks as such. So, and I think it'll be the same deal when we finally get Mount Panorama Bathurst. We're going to see incredibly close times and brilliant racing there as well.
I think we'll see people not race the week before because they'll all be practicing.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're a few minutes away from qualifying starting, but we will run through the current top 10 as it stands for qualifying at the moment. As you may or may not know, the guys qualify all week, every hour on the hour, quarter to the hour. They can do a qualifying session. Some guys like to sneakily do it at 2 a.m. so that no one's watching. Some guys will do it with other teammates to help them get some draft. But at the moment, Justin Ruggier, the man to beat, punched out that 130.8 late last night. Sean Kelly, 130.8 as well. He's only 11 one-thousandths of a second away from pole position. Very, very good effort to see him up so far up the front of the grid. Madison down in 3rd, as he said, a 130.9. Mitchell McLeod, a 131.0, along with Vale Richards, Josh Muggleton, John Emerson, and Brad Ryan with a 31.0 as well. Richard Hampstead, not far away, and he's in 9th. Amazing times. And John Latham, been doing a very, very good job this week as well in 10th position.
Because we had a bit of a chuckle to ourselves, didn't he? I think when Madison was talking about his time compared to, I think it was Richard, he said it was only about a tenth and a half off his time, and he was only just barely inside the top 10. That's how close it is for qualifying.
I think Adrian Stratford finds himself in 11th, and he isn't far away. I think he's only a couple of thousandths of a second behind Latham. So I think we said the top 21 drivers separated by less than a second. It is incredible at this track. It's such a technical and tough track to have times this close. Shows how tough this series is.
Yeah, and like I said, a bit of a fan favourite for a lot of people, and I've been having a bit of a sneaky look through practice sessions, and most sessions they're pretty much chocked full of drivers just because they love turning laps at this place.
Yep. Most drivers do. We know some that don't, but most do.
we won't mention
Corey.
his name. Oh, there you
go.
I
did. I did. Hello, Corey. Corey not joining us tonight. He will be back in the box with us next week because Sandman will be off for a couple of weeks, so we'll let you have a rest.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to miss out on some great racing, Lime Rock and especially VIR. I was really looking forward to that, but unfortunately, work commitments are going to get in my way. But I'll be back for round 6 at Infineon.
Yeah, some great circuits coming up. Lime Rock, we saw that was such a tough technical track, and qualifying was key there, and that was probably as close as what we're seeing this week in regards to qualifying. And Virginia, well, if you've never seen Virginia International Raceway before, have a look at the track, find some YouTube videos. It is one of the most spectacular, amazing circuits in the world.
I believe we may have even dabbled with that circuit for Race of Champions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct. We did in Race of Champions 2, I think it was, in the Riley DP. Maybe it was 3.
Yeah, brilliant racetrack though. Lots of undulations. It's pretty much got a little bit of every corner you can think of, hasn't it? It's really got a good mix of turns, long straightaways, a lot of undulation, and it's really going to turn it on for some great racing.
Those fast S's, one of the greatest feelings in racing when you can master that in a high-powered, low downforce car like the V8 Supercar. If you can master that and basically have it flat, it's an awesome feeling. So we'll see that in 2 weeks' time. Next week, Lime Rock Park, track that we saw last season near the end of the season. Very, very interesting racetrack. Of course, tonight we're off to, well, we'll say it's our favourite track, Sandman. We'll take it. Phillip Island. I guess it's our favourite because we're not far from it.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's I guess our local track may be Winton, but yeah, you're right. We're not far from Phillip Island, and like I said, I do really enjoy the fact that we've got a couple of homegrown racetracks on a part of iRacing, and mate, the excitement level will go through the roof once we get Mount Panorama.
I believe it's not that far away, so it's crossed. We'll be able to give you some more info in the coming weeks, but we're expecting not for next season, but for the season following. Coming up towards November, possibly, we will have it. So
imagine the numbers. I mean, we talked about how many entrants we've had for racing over the last couple of weeks, but when that track gets released, the amount of people that are going to race that, the figures will go through the roof.
I have to say now I'm putting in for that week off because I want to race that race. We're just about to get pictures through from qualifying. We're hearing about 49 or 50 drivers have signed up for this qualifying session. So another big turnout in numbers of drivers to try and put down this final attempt at a lap. Incredible to see the number of guys that are joining these final qualifying sessions. In the past, we haven't seen a lot of guys do them. They've already put in their laps. They're going to take a rest, but now they're all putting in that last-ditch attempt to gain 1, 2, 3, 4 spots with not much time gain.
Yeah, like we touched on, a tenth and a half of a second can find yourself, moving up eight grid spots or something. And, you think a tenth, sometimes you think that shouldn't be too hard to find, but, you can spend all night trying to chase down a tenth.
Yeah, but you can lose it within a heartbeat.
Not wrong.
So just waiting for pictures to start coming through from this final qualifying session. 20-minute session that will decide our grid for tonight's race. 38 laps, what we consider an enduro, 170 kilometres around Phillip Island. Actually, it's quite exhausting, and a lot of guys have already raced one tonight. So backup for this second race. By the end of it, they're all absolutely knackered.
I was going to say there wouldn't be too much of a turnaround for these boys if they'd done the earlier race and then decide to have another crack at qualifying. There wouldn't be too much rest time.
Oh, they wouldn't be going and having their dinner, would they?
No, that'll have to wait.
Had Richard one night try to eat his lasagna or his spaghetti bolognese while he was doing his hot lap, so that's how bad it can get around here some nights. The full 25 cars out on track for this final qualifying session, and it is one busy racetrack. I'll have pictures through very, very shortly, but it's crazy out there at the moment. And a big shout out to our good friends over at V8 Supercars fan group. They achieved a bit of a milestone during the week last week, 20,000 Facebook fans. So big thank you. If you haven't liked their Facebook page yet, head over and like V8SFG, V8 Supercars fan group. Heaps of info on the V8 Supercars and also the V8 Supercar online series. And good forum as well over on their website. Get a bit of info and a bit of gossip and information.
Yeah, the best bit too, so many passionate V8 Supercar fans over there. Really, really informative stuff, and sometimes they get the inside goss there. It's really good, and nice little tribute there to Justin Ruggier's bonnet with the little thumbs up for the 20,000 likes. It's a really brilliant achievement.
What a busy track this is at the moment. Hampstead's on his hot lap.
Yeah, these guys it's crucial. I mean, every week we talk about these guys just trying to find their own little bit of real estate just so they can punch out a decent number. But when the times are so close, you know, the 10th, like we said, you know, 10th to the second this week is quite a number of spots. So these guys are really keen for that fresh air, and you know, when they've got it, they don't want to throw it away and butcher their lap.
Start to the lap from Hampstead. Maybe about a 1/10 of a second away from where he needs to be. So that's not too bad. Madison down on fastest first sector so far.
Geez, Madison's not mucking around, not wasting any time, is he?
No. Hampstead nice and quick through the second sector of this lap. Justin's also put down a very, very quick first sector, so this session is going to be on. Laps look very, very nice from Hampstead, nice and clean.
Current pole position time for Justin Ruggier for the week, 1:30.831. So this first lap, this first hot lap for Richard Hampstead, he lays it down. It's a 1:31.048.
That goes to fourth. From ninth to fourth by a 1/10 of a second.
It's unreal.
Madison down now. This lap has looked very, very quick. Could be a 1:8, I think. Nailed that final section. Crosses the line. Oh, 31.0.
31.0.
Go to Michael McCabe now. See Michael back out in the series again. Been a long time away. The guys that he used to battle with in McLeod, Brookman and Down, all very, very happy to have him back out in the car. Very, very happy with his current qualifying time. I think he did a 31.3 or a 31.2. Not upset that he finds himself in 14th or 15th, but he's very happy that he's only 5 or 6 tenths away.
Yeah, McCabe's fastest, a 31.218. So he's hoping to improve on that a little bit.
1.5.
Like you said, not a bad effort though. He's 12th there for the standings so far.
Josh Muggleton. Busy track out in front of Muggo here at the moment.
Yeah, well, his entry was there. He just maybe got a little bit distracted by who's that? That was John Latham, just
John
giving him a
Latham.
bit of clean track, but not too bad.
The first sector wasn't too bad time-wise. He dropped a 10th on Downs' lap. Second checkpoint very soon. And he's the fastest at the second sector. This could be a good lap from Muggleton.
Yeah, if anyone's fired up, it'd be Muggo. I had to talk to him last week after his unfortunate incident on pit entry. He had great car speed and unfortunately ended his race when he made contact with the pit lane wall, and he was absolutely gutted. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him on a tear now just to make up for that lost ground last week.
.31.3. Won't be enough to improve his time. His best of 1:31.0. Cloud. Lap hasn't looked too bad time-wise from McLeod, and right on cue he aborts it. Cameras on him, that was the end of it.
Yes, it's always one of those things, isn't it? These guys, we get to that point in the session, 7 minutes or 8 minutes gone now, and these guys are sort of on their out laps or just trying to find that spare bit of track space.
Got a Marlon McMullen just starting his hot lap. Very, very easy to see his car in that bright fluorescent purple.
You're not wrong.
Can't miss him out on track. I don't know if it's a good thing to see your car as easy as that, because you know it's you being involved in the incidents. I like the lighter colours. Probably because I get involved in too many incidents.
Yeah, so you're speaking from experience, mate.
Oh, well. No point hiding it. Bit of a freight train actually happening here with the team cars in the Powerbond team. The head.
As long as Marlon doesn't get held up, he might be able to benefit a little bit from draft.
Yeah.
I know we got a little bit about that before, but yeah, he can actually benefit, especially down that front straightaway. It'll be a nice little tow as he heads to the start-finish line.
There's actually 4 team cars, one by one. So Ryan Day, Des Hallam, Rob Hartley, and Marlon McMullen, and they're all going to close up, come across the start-finish line. Whoa, as Day gets out of the way. And Day's in the fence. Work, Ryan.
Now, Marlon will get a nice little tow here from Hartley if he hasn't sort of been
Going to get the tow from 2 cars as well.
.31.7.
Much time before that. McCabe on a very, very good lap at the moment. Session best from him to the first sector. Less than a 10th behind session best time at the first sector from down.
Oh, he's missed his line there. He's missed the apex, and he'll bought that.
Hampstead just starting his flying lap now. Yeah, aggressive he is going back through the gears. Not too early on the power there to make sure he gets good drive. Not too bad to the first sector from Hampstead. Session best from him.
I love this camera shot. It gives you a real indication of the tight line and traffic that you can see as he's got to deal with, but really gives you a good indication of where he's putting the nose of this car.
He's weaving between traffic. He's making sure that he's not getting held up too much. Notice on the timesheet, Sean Kelly moves up to P3 in this session. Of course, currently Second fastest time for the week. This lap from Hampstead's looked good. McLeod's responded as well. Hampstead with a 1:31.050, but McLeod's pipped him with a 1:31.043 to get back into 4th position. There's absolutely nothing in it this week.
Brilliant to see. Yeah, those times incredibly close. As you said in this session, McLeod's at 0.43 to Hampstead's 0.48, and then you got Downs 0.55. He's obviously improved on that through the week, but nice and close.
Abril on screen at the moment. About to cross the line. Start his lap. I don't think Abril's actually done a qualifying time as yet. At 31st, so 1:32.1 is his best time for the week. We've just seen our first time into the 1:30s in this session. Justin Ruggie at 1:30.977.
Oh, a fair bit of
Teammates off the
action
track there, is it?
Guys getting into it a little bit.
If you're going to take anyone out, it might as well be your teammates.
So Abril just struggled a little bit on exit there, just a bit of a power slide there, just trying to get the power down.
Time-wise, this lap hasn't looked too bad. First sector is a little bit off. About 2/10. Back half of the lap, though, hasn't looked too bad.
It's like you touched on, mate, he's a little bit down in the order, so if you can punch out a half-decent time and then work from it, we're only just gone over 13 minutes in this 20-minute session. But any time inside the 1:31s will boost him up the grid.
1:32.086, so that improves his time. And will improve him by 1 position by 1/1000th of a second.
There you go.
All you need is that 1/1000th, that's enough.
Every spot counts too sometimes. It could be the make or break whether you're involved in an incident or if you've got some clear track, so he'll take it.
Mitchell McLeod on screen, the man that's leading the championship and likes to steal my food. Probably should stop inviting him over for food, then I'd be right.
There's your problem. I have to make sure I lock the pantries up when you and Mitch come over then, eh?
The pantry and the fridge is all you need to worry about with Mitch.
Oh, the fridge and man cave, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and for me it's the lolly barrel. If you got a lolly jar, you've got no hope. Cloud actually doesn't look... Oh, righto, Q, as I was about to say, this lap times look pretty good. I've ruined it for him. I'll pay for that later. Justin Ruggie is just starting his flying lap. And, whoa.
He was lucky to hold on to it there.
Almost Van Gisbergen in the V8 Supercar Series last season. Turn 1, he overtook out on the grass there.
Yeah, that's
I remember whether it was a Saturday or the Sunday last year.
Pretty impressive effort, wasn't it?
Practice from doing it online all the time.
Oh, Ruggie's had another moment going into the hairpin, so
yeah, he's lost quite a bit of time already. Try and find a spot to get out of the way of these guys, I think. Go to Adrian Stratford. Big thanks to nice enough to send me a hot lap that he'd done earlier in the week so that we could make our first preview video for you guys to watch and actually get a bit of an idea on where to gain some time and where you can lose some time. So big thanks to Adrian for putting his hand up and saying, yeah, I'm more than happy to do that.
It's actually a huge benefit when, especially if it's a racetrack that you've never been to before. It really does help, and I know it's been a big help for some guys when we do it when we lead up for our hot laps. But it's nice to see a lap done before you get a qualifying time in, just to sort of give you a little bit of a heads up of the circuit.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been asking if we could try and get our hot lap that the drivers do. It'd be so much better if they could see that earlier in the week. So we're going to try our best to see if we can get some fast guys to send us in some laps so that we can make a video and get it out there for you guys. We can't guarantee anything because some guys like to keep it very, very close to their chests, but see what we can do. Fingers crossed. Oh, Stratford, he's off into the dirt at A-Shed, and he's going to cut across the track.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it's heart and mouth stuff. So we're approaching 3 minutes left in this session as we check out John Latham on screen.
Currently P10. Very, very happy with his pace this week. Funny you could say he's only 3/10 away from pole, but he's in 10th.
Oh, he's just...
and he's ruined it.
Yeah.
Have another go. Cloud's just started his lap, and his lap is very, very quick to the first sector. Mitch Abril also on a decent lap as well. But session best to the first sector from McLeod. So this is on for a 130.9. Will we get 4 guys into the 130s?
Tell you what, if that's the case, I mean, we're going to see some brilliant racing anyway, but when you see the times that are just this close, it really does set the heart rate up a notch when you know that we're ready to go racing with all these guys that are so incredibly close.
Quick through the second sector, so this lap is still on.
So outright pole was a 30.831 from Justin Ruggier. McLeod comes off the last turn. He's punched out some green sectors. Let's see what he puts down.
No, 131.067. Doesn't improve. Hampstead is on a good lap though. Hampstead coming into traffic too. They get out of his way. And he's quick to the second sector as well, so this lap, we see this as the next 130.9.
Be interesting because the number of guys that we've seen that have lit up the sectors have always struggled in the last sector, so fingers crossed for Hampstead, that's not much the same for him.
Last sector's where the time has been lost. On 31.1, he'll continue on for another lap because there is less than a minute left in the session. So if they're not out on track at least halfway around, that's the end of their qualifying for the day.
He'll abort that. Yes, he will.
Got a Justin Ruggier just starting his flying lap. Checkered flag is about to come out. Actually a little bit down at the first sector. He's about 2/10 off where he needs to be. He struggled to pull that up.
Yeah, he's having a red hot go, but that's where he had his misfortune. The other lap that he was trying to put together was in the hairpin, so you know he's having a red hot go.
The checkered flag now out. It's the end of this qualifying session, the final qualifying for the week. The iRacing.com V8 Supercar Series. And session best second sector from Justin Ruggier. So this lap, he's gained all that time he lost at the start of that lap. Good exit of the final corner. 131.02.
Everyone's having a case
as well. 131.06, yeah. Muggleton, I think, is just on an outlap, maybe just practicing some entry. Right on cue. Muggleton's into the lane. Cable will be the last driver to finish a flying lap. He's actually session best for himself. Second sector, so this could be a very, very good lap. 131.3.
Yeah, he's fastest at 31.218 for the week, so there you have it. 20 minutes disappeared just like that.
That was a brilliant, intense session. I haven't seen timing so close at the front in a final qualifying session, I don't think ever. We've got less than a tenth of a second separating 5 guys. Amazing.
The best bit is it's going to make for some brilliant racing.
Adrian Stratford actually put down a blistering lap right at the end, and he will start the race from position, I believe. Waiting for the official results to come through, but the results of this session on screen: Justin Ruggier 1 minute 30.9. McLeod did improve his time, 1:31.043. Hampstead improved his time and his position, 1:31.049. Madison down a 1:31.056. Adrian Stratford a 1:31.060. So he has moved up ahead of Vale Riches by 1/1000th of a second. Sean Kelly next didn't improve his time. He starts from P2. Josh Muggleton in 7th, Michael McCabe 8th, Tony Aldridge 9th, and Lee Day in 10th in this session. Official results are now in, so it will be Justin Ruggier from pole position, Sean Kelly from 2nd, Madison down 3rd, Mitchell McLeod 4th, Richard Hampstead 5th, Adrian Stratford 6th, Vale Riches 7th, Josh Muggleton 8th, John Emerson 9th, and Brad Ryan in 10th position. Shaping up to be a fantastic race tonight.
Yeah, not wrong, and the best bit is we're only about 6 or 7 minutes away, so really looking forward to this. Incredibly close times and a great racetrack.
We won't be far away from bringing you the race, guys. We will take a quick break. We'll be back in around about 6 minutes' time. You are watching V8sonline's live coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series presented by V8 Supercar Fan Group, V8's Online Superstore, and Direct Clutch Services.